Okay, we now welcome David Ragan into the Media Center. He's the driver of the number 6 UPS Ford and comes off last weekend's win at Daytona, which now puts him in contention for the chase. David, how does that feel to be in the contention for the chase?
Well, it certainly adds some extra pressure. We've got to make that win count for something. I think that, we felt like we were close to being able to win some races this year and that we knew that we could do it. But, until you finally get that win, you never really think about how close you can be to making the chase. Those wild card spots are going to be fought for extremely hard. I think this final 7 or 8, 9 race schedule, I was talking to Keselowski earlier, and, he's right behind us in points, and, we're within another win or some more top fives of being in the top 12 or 13 and got a realistic chance of making the chase. So, it puts some extra pressure on you. Makes you really appreciate that win, and then also look forward to these next races and make sure we're perfect and spot on.
Thank you. If you have a question for David, please raise your hand and state your name and affiliation. We'll go with Jeff, and then we'll go to Mr. Menzer.
Jeff Gluck from SBNation.com. I just wanted to know what this week was like for you. What was the coolest part? I know you went up to ESPN. What were some things you'll remember from this week?
Well, I remember eating airport food a lot. I had a scheduled appearance July 4th in Atlanta for Ford already, so we went down and did that, which kind of worked out cool. It was at Stone Mountain before their 4th of July deal, talking about the Ford Focus, the new 2012 Ford Focus. So that was fun to kind of hang out with some local hometown people. Some friends stopped by and saw us. I thought that was rain. I guess that's the air conditioner kicking in. And then, the ESPN going up there was a lot of fun. That's something that, we always watch the NASCAR now in the sports centers, and finally to be able to go up there and do that and talk about something fun that happened and exciting. And that was neat. That was definitely a cool trip. You don't realize what goes into the production of all the ESPN stuff around the world. And to see that firsthand was as much fun for me. Just kind of taking a tour as it was, talking about our win. And then, talking to some of the local media on Wednesday. We did the race hub and some stations around the Charlotte area. Was a lot of fun. And then you get back to work. I think I stopped by the shop for like 30 minutes on Wednesday, and usually I'm there every day for a little bit of time. So it was kind of weird not being at the shop to kind of enjoy it with my team. I haven't even seen some of our pit crew members and stuff like that since then because we've had different schedules. So it was a busy week, but it felt good to get back to the racetrack.
Joe Menzer, NASCAR.com. David, you would think that winning finally after your long wait to do so would relieve the pressure, but it sounds like you almost are now putting more pressure on yourself to take it to the next level and get in the chase.
Yeah, sometimes I perform and our team performs a little better under pressure. We've certainly had plenty of pressure, my whole career here. But yeah, I think that we'll enjoy the win more in December and January when we can really enjoy it and say, hey, we're a Sprint Cup winner, Daytona, this, that, and the other. Now we've still got a lot of fight left, and we've had, it would be one thing if we were 25th in points and we haven't been running well, and we could just say, hey, we won a race, and there's really no pressure. Just that's cool. But now we've got to do something with that win. We've been close, and we've been some top 10 runs consistently this year. And now we've got to make the best of it, and I think we're as close as making the chase as we were in 08. And hopefully, I've learned from that, and we can close the deal on that this year too.
Will Graves, Associated Press. He kind of stole my question a little bit, so I'll ask a different one. You're the third different first-time winner this year. There weren't any last year. I mean, the guys here today have been asked, before you asked why, there seemed to be maybe a little bit more parity, maybe more different faces in victory lane than there has been. Any theory behind that, why it's been a little bit more of a, widespread?
That's a great question, and I don't know that there is an answer for it. Obviously, I think, in a situation like a Regan Smith, I think the teams like that having an alliance with a little bigger team like RCR, the Wood Brothers having an alliance with Roush Fenway Racing, it closes that gap amongst the guys that are in the top 15 or 20 to guys that are 30th in points, because you got cars like Regan's example. He's been fast a lot this year, that they've got better cars than that team's ever had, and so he's able to win some races. And I think that by those smaller teams merging and having a technical alliance with other teams, it makes the competition tighter than it ever has been. But then I think it may just be one of those years where you have some first time winners, and certainly glad to be one on the list.
Back here, Brent Carney, WLEX. What's your take on the surface here, and are you afraid that with how bumpy it is, it could hurt the show or the product tomorrow night?
I'm a little concerned because my car doesn't drive that well over the bumps, but there obviously are some that does drive okay. But I think that's character at a racetrack, and I like it. It would be boring if we came here and the track was perfectly smooth and brand new asphalt. That wouldn't be any fun. So I like a track that has some bumps, that has some grooves that you can move around. And I think this is a track that I was kind of surprised at how the outside groove came in a little more yesterday than I thought. There were guys running a lane off the bottom to kind of maneuver around the bump some. So the track here is perfect. It's different. It's unique. It's really not like any other track that we go to. So I hope they don't change it.
Okay. Last question. I'll go to Nate so we can get David out for practice.
Nate Ryan, USA Today. David, in the wake of your win, UPS put out a statement supporting it, and that's sort of unusual. We heard Jack talk about their status being uncertain. Do you feel as if you're still racing to keep them? Do you feel like if you continue to do well, they're going to stay? And have you heard, is there any time frame on them deciding what their future is going to be?
I think the summer months are certainly the time when all the decisions are made. I don't know for sure, but my guess would be, in the next 4 to 6 weeks is when a decision will be made. But certainly winning helps, running well helps, getting some TV time and setting on poles, all that helps, and that's what I can control. The management at Roush Fenway Racing and the management at UPS, they'll go to work on figuring out the details. But I think that what I can control, that's kind of what I think about. I do think about it some because I've had a great time with UPS. I feel like we've got a good relationship and we've got a good thing going. And I look for it to continue. But that's something that the management at Roush and UPS will work on, and hopefully I can uphold my end of the deal and keep that forward up front.
Thank you, David. Have a
All
good
right.
time out there in practice.
Thank you.